The mission is to produce the best lamb in the world. That's the ultimate goal for what we're trying to do with Lumina lamb. My name's Simon Saunders, and my family started farming here in the mid-60s. Grew up on the farm here, went to university, went overseas for 5 or 6 years, and then decided it was my time to come home and start farming. I always remember thinking truckloads of lambs disappearing off in a truck and had no idea where they're going, who was eating our lamb, whether they liked it or not. And so that's what the disconnect was, and then when I came home, that's what I was seeking out and what I want to do in farming. That was our motivation in the early days from getting heavily involved in the sheep genetics program. So my role as a matchmaker, it's basically the engine room of the breeding program, where we run a flock of what we call elite sheep. We constantly work at making sure that we've got the right genetics in place to be able to produce the best lambs for the farms that our sheep are running on, and also produce the best lamb for our consumers. Firstly, you've got to understand what your consumer wants in terms of the eating experience, the taste, the flavours. That is absolutely number one, and then you can start to build a genetics program and work out how you're going to produce the best lamb in the world. Given that you can only breed once a year, it's pretty important that you get those objectives right, and then you set out to understand what your genetic potential is of your flock right now. We use a number of different technologies. RFID tags in the sheep's ear, so we can individually identify each sheep or lamb, using the Prattley 5-way drafting to be able to draft off animals. We use DNA, so we know the genetic potential of every animal. The data we can collect suddenly gives us these amazing insights into how that animal performs and how its offspring will perform in the future. It's critical that our sheep can perform really well in all our environments and thrive and survive in the South Island and New Zealand, where there's some pretty harsh environments and long winters. So it's absolutely critical that we focus in on making sure that we've got a healthy, well-fed sheep that can keep looking after its lambs and get back in lamb year after year. In the Lumina program, the whole breeding genetics program is 100% natural. We want to have a free-range, healthy sheep. The ram goes out with the ewes once a year. Lambs are born out in the fields, and the lambs grow up in the paddocks and on the chicory. They've got plenty of space to roam and do what they love to do. Here at Stag Valley, we're very focused on the genetics, but chicory plays a really important role, and I like to think of it that genetics is setting the potential of the lamb, and then the chicory just helps manifest that performance. We've now got product in many countries around the world. We're now connecting with chefs and understanding what they want, and it's incredible, that whole feedback loop. We have chefs arrive on the farm here at Stag Valley, and we get to be able to interact with them. They see what we're doing, they get to look at our sheep and our breeding program, and so then we can constantly work at how we can keep producing the best lamb for our chefs. My work's never going to be done in the breeding program. There's always new traits to chase, there's always new things that we need to keep working on. It's a never-ending game.